Trojan Philly, what's up, man? USCJ here. It's the top of the morning. Listen, I hope everybody's had so far a blessed morning. I hope everybody's getting ready to get up, get out, make some things happen this morning, man. Listen, we got some information that we want to get over to you, man, as it relates to Raesjon Davis and even as it relates to Caleb Williams. Where does Caleb Williams stand as it relates to not only just the Heisman, but how does his numbers stack up against the top guys? I want to look at some of that. I have those numbers with me, and I want to show you guys those numbers. And it's just four guys, man. It's the top four guys. C.J. Stroud, Hendon Hooker from Tennessee, Stroud from Ohio State, Caleb, of course, from us, USC, and then you're going to have Bryce Young. I want to show you guys those numbers, but then I want to real quick, let's talk about Raesjon Davis, man. I believe that Raesjon Davis' time is now. I believe that, you know, just like Solomon Byrd, you guys remember Solomon Byrd early on in the season, transfer from Wyoming. He was just kind of sitting back there with a third or fourth string, just kind of sitting back there, man. Nobody heard from him. Then all of a sudden, man, he had a major impact in the game this year, and then he just essentially looked like he came out of nowhere. I believe it's the Stanford game, and then ever since, Solomon Byrd has continued to progress, and he's made moves and he's made strides forward. And I believe that Raesjon Davis is in the same situation. I believe that Raesjon Davis is one of those guys that he was just kind of sitting back there, kind of learning from Sean Lee, learning from Gentry, learning from either Randall Goldford. Well, now a lot of these guys, Gentry, you know, Lincoln Riley mentioned him and Addison day to day. So it's a possibility they may be out. And so then you look at Randall Goldford, he's possibly out. And then now Sean Lee, they said that he shouldn't even really came back last game, but he did. He wasn't all the way healthy. So now I believe that Raesjon Davis' time is now. And of course, CV, man, Lincoln Riley really has some very revealing stuff as it relates to CV, man. CV was balling, man. CV be coming in there, putting his head down, making some hits. And he's really kind of an undersized guy. But listen, CV doesn't mind coming in there and making no big hits, man. And of course, you guys seen it. But here's one of the revealing things. Lincoln Riley said, as it relates to CV, he said he suffered a compound fracture on his finger earlier, I believe his last game. And then he said that he continued to play, 3 more snaps. Like they said, the bone was sticking out. So CV, man, that dude is tough, man, to be able to play like that. He's a throwback player, man. And it reminds me of what Raesjon Dennis said in an interview. If you guys hadn't seen Raesjon Dennis, go back and take a look at it. Raesjon Dennis was talking about how the competition was so fierce at USC when he was there. He talked about how, you know, Reggie Bush and Lindell White was sitting there waiting basically to take his spot. So he said he had a fractured shoulder. Raesjon Dennis said, look, man, I had to keep playing knowing that my shoulder was fractured or out of socket. However he put it, I can't remember exactly. He said, because he said the minute I would have came out, he said, I know my spot would have been taken. Well, CV, I believe he said the same thing. The guy had a bone sticking out of his finger, and Lincoln Riley revealed it. He said he had a fractured finger, and the guy stayed in there 3 more plays, man, because he understood that his time was now. So, man, shout out to CV for being able to be tough, being able to make some things happen in spite of the pain, man. You a tough dude, but now is the time for Raesjon Davis. I'm not exactly sure how CV's going to factor into this game, if he's going to be healthy enough to go. Hopefully he is. But you got Raesjon Davis that's sitting there and waiting. And if you guys remember, Raesjon Davis was a highly recruited. He was somebody I was very high on when he came out of high school. He was a big-time guy, big-time player. And if you guys remember, back in the spring, I remember Sean Lee was getting interviewed. He said, who from this linebacker room, somebody asked him a question, who from the linebacker room has really impressed you? He said Raesjon Davis. I'll never forget that. He said Raesjon Davis, how he's able to close in a gap and how he's able to move lateral movement side to side. So listen, let's take a look at Raesjon real quick. I just want to take a look at a clip that I got for you for Raesjon, and then I want to look at him as a person, man. So, and then we want to switch over to Caleb Williams. How does he stack up as far as linebackers, man? So I want you guys to take a look at this, man. Look at this. Check this out. Check out big Raesjon.
Don't forget this about Raesjon. He came in and plugged the hole during the Fresno State game. Look at this. Watch. Boom. Came in right there, made that big tap, and got up nasty.
That's big Raesjon right there. Look at them beautiful trees back there in the background. Listen, that's big Raesjon right there. You know, when he made that commitment, man, you see, he got the size on him, man. He's a big guy, 6'1", I believe. And I believe when I heard him over the summer, I think it was over the summer, over the spring, he went from like 213 to 225. So Raesjon gained some weight. And, man, he's got the size. And look, man, I believe Raesjon's ready to go. Just like Solomon Byrd was ready to go, Raesjon is about to be another Solomon Byrd that was sitting there, third or fourth string. But now his time has come. And Raesjon is about to come and make a stick. You seen him put his head in there against Fresno State and made that big hit. Don't forget, Raesjon was highly recruited right here. Highly recruited guy. And, listen, he was with LSU. He was LSU. LSU was all over him. This is him. I believe he was going to LSU, and I think he was committed to LSU. And Raesjon, man, listen, the momentum came with USC. And listen, man, we got him, but now it's time to utilize this guy, man. He's a big-time player. LSU recognized him, but I think they were going to play him at a more traditional, like, outside linebacker, but he's gonna be stuck in there at inside linebacker. So Raesjon, I believe you got the juice, my man. Listen, if you see this video, brother, it's go time. It's on and popping. It's on and cracking. Every play you get in there, man, keep your head up, keep your head on a swivel. Make sure you hit your head up with your head up. And look, man, knock them dudes down just like you knocked that guy down in the Fresno State game. So this is Raesjon right here. I want to move on now to Caleb Williams and how does he stack up against other competition. So here's going to be your top 4 prospects here, quarterback prospects. You see you got Tennessee quarterback. I can't take nothing away from this guy. This guy's absolutely balling, man. Hendon Hooker, Greensboro, North Carolina, 6'4", 218. He's a big old dude, man. And he's throwing some touchdowns. And here's his season numbers here. 2,093 yards. And 18 touchdowns, 1 INT, and the guy's absolutely balling. QBR 91.4 yards, and that's Hendon Hooker, man, and rightfully so. He deserves to be up there in the top. It's impossible to mention one of the best quarterbacks without even throwing his name in there. And you know he's going to be a Heisman favorite. He's always going to be a Heisman favorite as long as he's in college. Bryce Young, reigning from the state of California. You guys know it. And here his number is right here, 1,906 yards, 18 touchdowns, 3 INTs on the season. His QBR is 86.7. So you see Bryce here, you know, of course, he's always going to keep his name in the mix as well. Bryce Young, reigning Heisman Trophy winner. Of course, you know this guy here, man, reigning from California as well. C.J. Stroud, 6'3", 218, junior, and he's having a monster year. 2,023 yards, 28 touchdowns, 4 INTs, 92.6 QBR. So rightfully so, he's a top Heisman guy, man. Listen, have you ever seen this quarterback play, man? It's on a level that's just like unreal right now. These guys are balling, they playing. They're running and they're passing, and these guys are so accurate now, man. It's just unbelievable, and they're putting up the yards, and the receivers that these guys are throwing to are just unbelievable. You know, Ohio State has one of the best receiving corps. We talked about that a while back. One of the best receiving corps in the country, and so now you see these yards here, man. These yards, TDs, and INTs. They putting them in the mix. They putting him in the mix as well. I would say right now he may be leading as far as the Heisman Trophy candidate is concerned. And then we got our very own, man. We got our own. We got one of the reasons why USC is where they're at right now. 6'1", 215, Washington, D.C., Caleb Williams, man. I mean, he's having a monster year. Here's his season, his 2022 highlights. Numbers, and it's 971 yards. And man, Caleb is doing it, man. We got to give it to him, man. He's the reason why USC actually has more yards than Bryce right now, and he's tied right there with 1 interception. I think he's tied with I think that was CJ. It was one of those guys that I just flipped from. But listen, he has 19 touchdowns. He's tied for 8th. and his QBR is 86.5. Man, Caleb is having a monster year, man. Can we just say congratulations? And listen, when have we remembered USC quarterback? When's the last time, rather, that we see a USC quarterback having these type of numbers and having this type of year, man? We really need to appreciate you. Yeah, we talk about some of the flaws, some of the things that we don't agree with. But, man, Caleb is the reason USC is where they're at right now. Caleb is the reason why we were even in that Utah game. I mean, the guy was moving. Remember the first play of the game, the guy scrambled at midfield. He scrambled, did a whole Houdini thing, stood in the pocket, went all the way. What did he break for, like 40 yards? Caleb Williams is really, these are not even his rushing yards. These are just passing yards. So Caleb is a big part of why USC is in the position that they are in right now. And we just pray, as long as he stays healthy, his health, man, stays up, we believe that we got a chance with Caleb Williams, man, being our commander, second in commander-in-chief, Lincoln Riley being the first in the commander-in-chief. All right, so you guys see Raesjon and you see Caleb, man. So what you guys think, man? Hit me in the comment section. Is Raesjon's time now? Is the time for Raesjon? And the time is now. You guys let me know, man. I think he's about to go in there and make some sticks, man. I think he's the same way you see him stick his head in there on that small little clip. I think it's the same way we about to see him coming up, man. So listen, we got Arizona week. Me and John Walker are going to review the game. And listen, man, so you guys hit me in the comment section. Let me know. Whoever comes on here, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. It's USCJ. You can reach me. You can DM me. USCJ32 on Instagram. USCJ32 on Twitter. Listen, and how do you think Caleb Williams stacks up? How do you think he compares to everybody else, man? We got a winner. We got a winner on our team, man. So listen, you guys hit me in the comment section. Until tomorrow, man, everybody continue to fight on, fight on, fight on.